It's your boy FBG Duck, man, and I do believe in support. So this is what I want to do. I want to support the first 10 people who support me. This is what I'm going to do. I know my features be ass hell, you know what I'm saying? Some people can't pay for it, some people can. But I want to give the first 10 people a chance to get a feature with me. I'm going to drop the features down to 1,000. Only for 10 people. The first 10 people to hit me up and get the features will be the 10 people I do the features with. $1,000 a verse for the first 10 people who want to do features with me. Once again, thank y'all for all the support, and I do support everybody. The same way people support me, and we're gonna make this shit happen. Let's get it.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Freddie Ruger. This is Unfiltered National News. A lot of stuff been going on in the news lately, but you know I'm not really the type to jump all over a story before actual proof come out, and I really don't like posting stories that other bloggers just copy from other bloggers. Like, I hate that type of stuff, man. I hate seeing it. Like the other day, Ide 600 was murdered, and every blogger from here to Africa was making videos about Ide 600 being murdered, and they all were saying the same thing, that nobody knew what happened, just basically the news reports, and nobody knows what happened, nobody knows what's going on. They just jumped the gate. They were blaming Tay 600 for doing it because somebody released old 911 audio, so all the bloggers jumped on that. So here at Unfiltered National News, that's not the type of news you're gonna get, bro. I know it's breaking, that's what everybody want to hear, but they already reported that a million times. So today, I'm really just gonna give you my point of view from a situation. Actually, today is August 4th, 2021. August 4th, 2020, FBG Duck was murdered. Carlton Weekly, better known to his family and close friends, was murdered. Downtown Chicago in the Gold Coast area, very exclusive area. Super exclusive. And it was broad daylight and everything, and he was murdered. His mother said he was shot over 17 times by 3 different assailants. 3 or 4 different assailants that hopped out of 2 different cars. I'm gonna get into all the details a little bit later on in the video. But right now, I just really want to give you my opening thoughts on this whole situation. FBG Duck was a great artist. Man. He could sing, he could rap, and he put a song together so good. The dude was dope, man. It was super dope. And also back in July of 2017, his brother, FBG Brick, was also gunned down in a hail of bullets in a big, I ain't even gonna say a gunfight because nobody was able to shoot back, but him and his cousin or best friend, his name was Kobe Mack, was also gunned down, murdered. So the Weekly family really been going through it a lot. My condolences to Mama Duck and all his whole family. And especially Mama Duck, I just want to say to you, please hold your head. I've been watching your stories and watching everything ever since it's happening. You've just been so strong and positive at the same time. Even like when artists that dissed her son has been murdered, she fighting for other artists that rock with her son to not diss those artists. It take a very strong woman to do something like that. Anyway, on with the video.
Video only on 2. Gunfire in the Gold Coast. A Chicago rapper shot to death just steps away from the Mag Mile. CBS News Jermont Terry's live tonight at Northwestern Memorial Hospital.
That's where 2 people are recovering from the shooting tonight. Jermont.
Erica and Brad, a man and woman, were seriously injured in this shooting, but their friend, a rising Chicago rapper, did not survive. The bustling shops and shoppers in the Gold Coast caught off guard when chaos broke out on Oak Street off the Mag Mile.
I heard like a machine gun going off.
Howard Gordon happened to be standing outside his convenience store. That's when those shots echoed. His store surveillance captured the horrific sounds.
I knew for sure this was gunshots, but I had no idea where they were coming from.
CPD would later determine someone fired those shots at Chicago rapper FBG Duck, the investigation revealing not one, but 2 cars involved in his shooting.
4 individuals exited those vehicles, 2 from each vehicle, and began firing.
Close to 50 shots fired before the shooters jumped back into their cars, leaving this bloody scene behind.
And I saw a black car going very fast west on Oak Street.
Those bullets killed FBG Duck and also injured this woman who police say was with the rapper along with a 3rd man. The shooting in the Gold Coast left so many baffled.
It was real crazy that would happen right here in this area, out of nowhere. It was quiet and peaceful and shopping going on, then shots rang out.
CPD insisting this was not a random crime. The investigation reveals the gunman waited on the rapper and his friends to exit the store before shooting. The rapper died soon later at Northwestern Hospital. The afternoon shooting shook many, believed so many to realize the city's gun violence has no zip code.
You know, the fact that this is Oak Street doesn't mean that this is a safe haven.
And as of tonight, Chicago police do not have anyone in custody. They're hoping to talk to the 2 people recovering here at Northwestern to help shed some light on the investigation, but they will get some help from the many surveillance cameras that are located in the Gold Coast area. Reporting live outside Northwestern Hospital tonight, Jermont Terry, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Jermont.
Anyway, back to the story. The immediate thing that I noticed following the death of FBG Duck, no one has been arrested. This was downtown Chicago. I'm sure it was cameras everywhere. Like a camera that could have seen where they came from and a camera that could have seen where they went. I do not understand how this case has not been solved. I do not understand how the police stood around and watched this young man just bleed out in the street like he was some type of animal. He should have been rushed to the hospital, even if the police had to pick him up and put him in the car. No matter if that was a crime scene or not, take the pictures of your crime scene, secure the evidence that you need to secure, and get this young man to the hospital. I believe he sat outside bleeding to death for over 15 to 20 minutes, and he was shot 17 times. He was still trying to make it. Still could have lived. If he could have made it to the hospital within that time frame, he could have survived even if he was paralyzed. I'm not trying to rhyme at all. It just rhymed. But he could have survived even if he would have been paralyzed. I just don't understand. Why was he not taken to the hospital in time by anybody, the police, a good Samaritan? Somebody should have helped that young man up and got him to the hospital. And then why has there been no arrest? They said that the feds took over the investigation a couple months ago. Normally when the feds take over investigation, that means it's time for some arrests to start rolling, but nothing has happened. I don't know if this is a cover-up. I don't know if they just don't have no evidence. I don't know if they're not good at doing their job, but nothing has happened. So that's one of the things in the aftermath of FBG Duck. Another major thing in the aftermath of FBG Duck death is death. A couple months later, in November, I believe, it was November, King Von was murdered in the middle of the street in downtown Atlanta. Almost so similar to FBG Duck, and both of them was either 26 or 27. They were both the same age. Either one it was. I believe it was 27. Don't hold me to that. If y'all know the true answer, get down in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. That was eerie right there because months before their death, there was feuding back and forth with each other. Like, seriously feuding. And after FBG Duck's death, King Von was on a DJ Academics interview basically trolling, saying he had a song coming out with FBG Duck and everybody gonna hear it soon. I saw him on Twitter in months following that, saying that he was going to, when he died, he going to smack Tuka in heaven or wherever they may be in the afterlife. And I really feel like King Von spoke death on himself a lot of times in that situation. But his death was one death in the aftermath of FBG Duck. A lot of people were saying that he died for his for the way that he talked about FBG Duck, and you know that didn't have a reason part he died, but they're just saying like karma just came back around super fast for him. And after he was murdered, a couple months later, in January, I believe, Mama Duck formed a record label called BCR, Big Clout Records, and one of the main artists on there was murdered. He was also very cool with FBG Duck, and some say they was cousins, but from the research I got, they was just like close friends. But I'm not sure if that's true or not, so don't quote me on that neither. I'm just telling you what I read, what I've heard, what I've seen. So after that, yeah, FBG Measle, he was murdered in a motel. After that, Lil Durk's brother has been gunned down since then. His name was D-Thing. Yeah, he was gunned down. And it was rumored back in the day. Now, this ain't no police stuff right here that I'm about to say, because this been on the internet for years. I ain't with all that name dropping, but it was rumored back in the day that FBG Duck actually shot D-Thing a long time ago, maybe in the leg, on the arm or something like that. Don't know if it's true, just something I heard. Spreading the word. I'm not gossiping or nothing like that, and I ain't with no police type of stuff. FBG Duck already gone. There's nothing he couldn't be prosecuted. Both of them already gone. But that's just what I heard. So, and after that, KTS Dre, Killed to Survive. Dre, I want to do a video on his brother so bad, but there's so many other videos out there on KTS Vaughn. I actually got close with a couple of family members through Facebook after KTS Vaughn was murdered. I got close with his older brother on Facebook. And, you know, he lived down here in Georgia somewhere, South Carolina or something like that. But his brother, KTS Dre, was gunned down walking out of the Cook County jail. He was shot 63 times, 64 times. Who's shooting people 64 times? Who got time for that? And then on top of that, you outside of the jail? Like, they can't wait to get you in that jail and you outside of the jail killing people. Shooting them 64 times, man, that's straight overkill. I want to do a story on that, but all the bloggers jumped on it and none of them had their facts right. All of them just blindly blaming people for what happened and stuff like that. So I'm gonna leave that alone for right now. Maybe in the future, when I get more information on it, I'll be able to bring you a story on it. All right. After that, 069 Kevo was gunned down. He was with Brick Squad, you know what I'm saying, 069. And, you know, when FBG Duck died, I saw him saying rest in peace, Big Cloud, stuff like that. He really showed his respect. Even though JoJo World and, you know what I'm saying, they're not in the same set, he still showed his respect. And a couple weeks, maybe a week or two after he was murdered, just a couple days ago, E-Day 600, one of Big Cloud's biggest ops, if you would say. I mean, they was online and on track targeting each other, but he was actually gunned down on August the 1st, 2021. So in a year after Big Clout was murdered, there's been other big deaths that just, you know, it just seemed to keep coming and coming and coming. And like, it seemed like every part of the gang, every single gang in Chicago is taking big losses right now. And they kind of started with Big Clout death. Big Clout, FBG Duck, Carlton Weekly. Rest in peace, man. Another aspect from after his untimely demise, his mother had become almost a YouTube celebrity, Instagram star, you know. She stepped out in the limelight. Some say she's about to start releasing music. Heard she's a rapper. She started her own movement that has the mothers of murdered victims come speak in a circle in a panel. One of them I was watching, she had the guy that they would refer to as Tuka, who everybody say that they smoking on. She had his mother there. She had a couple more mothers there. I seen her hugging L.A. Capone's mother. Every time one of these rappers that I just named get murdered, if they're enemy or not, she's pleading for people to stop dissing them. And that's very strong of her to do, in my opinion, my rightful opinion. That's very strong of her to do. So, the main people that's affected with the death of FBG Duck is his family. He was actually shopping for his son's birthday, trying to buy him some gear for his birthday party. And now his son got to live with that for the rest of his life and possibly blame himself. And it's not your fault, young man. People are sick and twisted. And it's not your fault. But anyway, y'all, this is Unfiltered National News. I'm your loyal host, Freddie Ruger. And today we've been discussing the year later effect of what happened to FBG Duck, the aftermath, if you will. Hopefully I'll be reporting someday the actual aftermath and the justice for FBG Duck. Hopefully I can report on that one day. And street justice really ain't enough. These people need to be held accountable. This need to go down in like hip hop history. Like it need to get filed in all the serious documents, and it need to be well documented, because this was a brazen shooting that I'm sure gonna spark a lot more brazen shootings. Like, it's hard to believe a person can get gunned down in a place so affluent, a place so crowded. You know, it's sad, man. It's sad. To all the people that played a part in it, hope you receive justice. Either way, street justice, police justice. I just hope you get it. Like I said, man, this is Unfiltered National News. Thank you to all my subscribers. Welcome to any new subscribers. Please check out my old videos and get ready for some old videos. This is Unfiltered National News. Signing off.